It takes a heap of living in a house to make it home, a heap of sun and shadow.
From the land of the sky, blue water.
The makers of Land O'Lakes Sweet Cream Butter present Edgar A. Guest with Eddie Howard. A bit of music, a bit of verse, a bit of common sense to make your next 15 minutes a bit brighter.
From the land of the sky, blue water.
One beautiful autumn Sunday morning, I saw a car stop near my home and an entire family step out to admire the splendor of a maple tree. I thought then as I watched them how beautifully nature does things. Trees come to the end of their careers, end of their working years, in a great burst of beauty. Men and women grow tired and old. I'd like to come to autumn with the silver in my hair and maybe have the children stop to look at me and stare. I'd like to reach October, free from blemish and from taint, as splendid as a maple tree which artists love to paint. I'd like to come to autumn with my life work fully done and look a little like a tree that's gleaming in the sun. I'd like to think that I at last could come through care and tears and be as fair to look upon as every elm appears. Yet when I reach October full contented I shall be, if those with whom I've walked through life shall still have faith in me, nor shall I dread the winter's frost when brain and body tire, if I have made my life a thing which others can admire.
I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast. A tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray. A tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair, upon whose bosom snow has lain, who intermittently lives with rain. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree.
That was beautifully done, Eddie Howard. The other morning, ladies and gentlemen, for some mysterious reason, I woke at 5 o'clock. My usual waking time is about 7:30. I tried my best to get back to sleep without success, and since 8 o'clock is breakfast time at our house, I was still 3 hours away from my coffee and toast. Lying there, my thoughts went back to the great dairy states of our nation. In fancy, I could see those 100,000 farmers already up and at work. I saw them starting out from their farms with their sweet cream to get it to the creameries while it was still sweet. That's a fine army and a proud one. And they make the boast every day that Land O'Lakes sweet cream butter is among the best possible. Even our cook, who rules our kitchen with an almost totalitarian tyranny, admits that Land O'Lakes is the best butter she has ever used, and I know she means it. Means it just as much as when she says she wishes the menfolk would stay out of her way. Every once in a while somebody comes to me and says, "You never say much about little girls." A little girl at your house? Yeah, we surely have. I say a lot about her and about little girls in general. If you happen to have only a little girl at your house, let me do for you now the thing that was done many years ago. God made the little boys for fun, for rough and tumble times of play. He made their little legs to run and race and scamper through the day. He made them strong for climbing trees. He suited them for horns and drums and filled them full of revelries so they could be their father's chums. But then he saw that gentle ways must also travel from above, and so through all our troubled days he gave us little girls to love. He knew that her earth would never do unless a bit of heaven it had. Men needed eyes divinely blue to toil by day and still be glad. A world where only men and boys made merry would in time grow stale, and so he shared his heavenly joys, that faith in him should never fail. He sent us down 1,000 charms. He decked our ways with golden curls and laughing eyes and dimpled arms. He let us have his little girls. They are the tenderest of his flowers, the little angels of his flock, and we may keep and call them ours until God's messenger shall knock. They bring to us the gentleness and beauty that we sorely need. They soothe us with each fond caress and strengthen us for every deed. And happy should that mortal be whom God has trusted through the years to guard a little girl and see that she is kept from pain and tears.
Little girl, you're the one girl for me. Little girl, you're as sweet as can be. Just a glance at you meant love from the start, and oh, what a thrill came into my heart. Little girl, with your cute little ways, I am yours for the rest of my days, and this great big world will be divine. Little girl, when you're mine, oh mine.
Ladies, I'm a persistent sort of fella, and if my wife heard me say that, she'd say, no, not persistent, stubborn. But either way, I'm just bound and determined that every one of you listening in try Land O'Lakes sweet cream butter. I want you to try it because I believe you'll like it better than any other butter you've ever tasted. I mean that, folks, every word of it. You see, unlike ordinary butter churned from sour cream, Land O'Lakes is churned only from fresh, sweet cream, and what a difference that makes. Wait until you get your first taste of that extra freshness, that finer, more appetizing flavor. Try Land O'Lakes butter on piping hot toast, on baked potatoes or hot waffles. Oh, as that butter melts, you'll find that you don't get any sharp, strong taste, only the taste of sweet cream fresh from the dairy farms. Yes, that's Land O'Lakes for you, the world's largest selling sweet cream butter. So don't forget, next time, ask your grocer for Land O'Lakes sweet cream butter.
My son, two baby hands caressed me, and then the heavens blessed me with you, my son. My task begun, to guide my welcome stranger through childhood cares and danger, my pride, my son. And now the world is yours, little man. The bitter with the sweet now awaits you. Go out and make your mark if you can. What may come, what may be, count on me. My son, my son. When love calls, I will spare you, so another one can share you, my son, my son.
A wish that I made for my boy many years ago, and which I repeat now, for his little boy who is still too small fully to understand it. I want my boy to love his home, his mother, yes, and me. I want him wheresoe'er he'll roam with us in thought to be. I want him to love what is fine, nor let his standards drag, but oh, I want that boy of mine to love his country's flag. I want him when he older grows to love all things of earth. And oh, I want him when he knows to choose the things of worth. I want him to the heights to climb, nor let ambition lag, but oh, I want him all the time to love his country's flag. I want my boy to know the best. I want him to be great. I want him in life's distant west prepared for any fate. I want him to be simple too, though clever ne'er to brag, but oh, I want him through and through to love his country's flag. I want my boy to be a man. And yet, in distant years, I pray that he'll have eyes that cannot quite keep back the tears, when, coming from some foreign shore, and alien scenes that fag, borne on its native breeze, once more he sees his country's flag.
From the land of the sky, blue water,
You have been listening to the poems of Edgar A. Guest and the songs of Eddie Howard. And remember, good butter always adds the final flavor touch to any meal. So, for goodness sakes, buy Land O'Lakes, will you? This is Vincent Pelletier speaking.
from the land of the sky, blue water.
Why there will never be an end to this eternal family dispute. On temperature, we disagree since different garb we wear. What's much too hot for coated me is cold for shoulders bare.